For several hours, he defied Hamas's de facto rule on the Gaza Strip. But in the end, as the gunfight continued through the night, Sheikh Abdul Latif Musa and many of his followers were killed. Now the Ministry of Interior is purging Gaza of his followers.
We call on everyone who is connected with this man to turn themselves and their weapon in. Otherwise, they will be pursued and prosecuted legally.
But on the Jund Ansar Allah's website, those killed were being eulogized, and the group vowed to avenge their deaths following the shootout with security forces belonging to the deposed Hamas government. The group had declared Gaza and all of Palestine an Islamic emirate and called on Hamas, which is itself an Islamic movement, to implement a strict interpretation of Islamic law, or Sharia. That left Hamas with no choice because it was seen as a direct challenge to its authority, says political analyst Mkhaymar Abu Saada.
Hamas is the sole legitimate power here in the Gaza Strip, and Hamas is not going to tolerate with any other group, whether it's extremist groups or secular groups, if they are trying to destabilize the Gaza Strip or destabilize the security situation here.
In recent years, concerns were growing that such ideology that inspires attacks in Iraq and Afghanistan and draws foreign fighters from around the world was spreading among lesser-known armed groups in Gaza. And in June, the group carried out an attack along the border targeting an Israeli patrol. But such ideology has no place among the Palestinian people, claims Hamas, which says its struggle is one of national liberation and not a global confrontation with other religions or the West.
I believe majority of the people rejects that kind of understanding of Islam, which is we tend to go to the extreme understanding and applying of Islam in lives.
But there was an underlying political message to this operation that Hamas was delivering to the West, and particularly to the United States, which is engaged in a war against Al-Qaeda.
Hamas is trying to show the Americans and the international community that Hamas does not tolerate with extremist groups like Al-Qaeda and other groups who might be a challenge to Hamas and other governments all over the world.
It's unlikely that Jund Ansar Allah's declaration posed an immediate and serious threat to Hamas's control of the Gaza Strip. But the deposed government's operation highlights its willingness to use decisive force to deny such groups and ideology a base to launch what could become a more serious challenge to Hamas's authority and the broader Palestinian struggle. Ayman Muhyiddin, Al Jazeera, Gaza.